And we're back. Welcome back to the Auto Authorities Podcast. My name is Jay, coming to you live. Raise your hand if you have ever seen a dealership ad that was misleading and was really, really frustrating when you got to the dealership. It wasn't quite the story. I'm raising my hand. I'm going to tell you this. Today, I am going to teach you on how to avoid the bad dealers, not the good dealers, the bad ones, the ones that mislead you and get you to the dealership only to share a different story when you get there. Are you ready to do this? Let's go.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride while buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay, and this is the podcast to tell you what to watch out for, whether you are buying, selling, or repairing your car. With over 26 years of automotive experience, we are the Auto Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by AutoAgent.com. We're real estate agents for cars.
Boom. Booyah. Welcome back to the Auto Authorities Podcast. My name is Jay, coming to you live. Hey, guess what? We're going to talk about how to keep you from wasting your time when you are going to the dealer with misleading ads. We are going to be talking about the bad dealers, not the good dealers, the bad ones. And before we do that, let's thank our sponsor, iAutoAgent.com. That's I like integrity, AutoAgent.com. They are real estate agents for cars. They will sell your car for you at no cost to you. They will market, they will list, they will show your car and handle the money transaction, keeping you from ever having to meet a strange person at a strange place again. And when you're ready to buy your car, we help people nationwide buy the car, handle everything from A to Z, all the way from finding the car to vetting the vehicle to make sure it's a good vehicle for you, to keep you from having to go to the dealership and get a completely different story than what you expect. We will communicate with the dealers. We will set up test drives for you. We will be your lifeline when you go to the dealer. And you don't have to move forward until you approve the deal, and you will stay in control the entire time. So if you're just joining us, we are talking about deceitful dealer ads. But I want to make sure that you know how to watch us or simply listen to us when you want. You simply go to the Facebook group page. It's called the Auto Authorities Podcast. You click join group, and then you can watch us live at 12 p.m. Central Time on Tuesdays. If you still want to watch us, but you're not able to watch us live, just go to YouTube, the Auto Authorities YouTube page. You can go there. You can watch all these unbelievable, yes, I did say that, unbelievable recordings. And if you just want to listen to us like on the way to work, we are on multiple channels, 19 to be exact. And we have iTunes and Pandora and Amazon and Google Podcasts. Anything that you can possibly think of, we are on there. You can just listen to us whenever you want. And let's get moving with this now. So the three words, actually 4 words I want to say is read the fine print. The fine print is what is underneath those dealership ads when you see them on TV, or you're simply listening to them on the radio and they go blah, 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 really fast and you don't understand anything that they say. Now, I want to let you know that we have many, many good dealerships that we work with. Do not pull these types of shenanigans. I'm talking about the bad dealerships, and some I will mention names and some I will not. But if you do want to know the dealerships I'm talking about, go ahead and send us a message at theautoauthorities.com. That's theautoauthorities.com. So let's talk about bait and switch, because it's like one of the oldest things that dealers have used, the bad dealers. And bait and switch is basically they advertise something and you get there and it is not the same, and they try to switch you to a completely different vehicle than what you came in to look at. So let's talk about the first ad. And you know, I sit there with my wife, you know, we're watching TV and I see 1.9% for up to 36 months. That sounds really good. But 1.9 for 36 months when you're buying a $40,000 vehicle will be well over $1,000 a month. Nobody does 36 months anymore, very, very rarely. And when you're sitting there looking at that, you're like, oh, 1.9, I can buy this $40,000 vehicle. They used to do 1.9 up to 60 months or 72 months, but guess what? Those rates don't exist anymore. And the rates are definitely going up. So one of the things I would recommend doing is if you have a DVR, just simply hit the pause button and read that small print because we're going to go into an actual ad. This is an ad outside of St. Louis, but this also happens in St. Louis as well. And this is a lease ad. And this is a lease for a Nissan Altima, and it says $129 a month. You can get a lease on a uh, brand new Nissan Altima for $129 a month. Sounds really good, doesn't it? Now, I'm going to read this to you because I literally paused the ad. I copied the text. This is verbatim what it says. $5,999 down, plus factory and dealer installed options. The dealer fee is $987.50. Holy cow. All offers to qualified guests with financing through NMAC expires, and then it has the expiration date. See the dealership for more details. Did you catch anything in that verbiage that I gave you? Let's talk about that. It requires $6,000 down. First of all, on a lease, you never want to put any money down. And $6,000 down, the sale price on this Nissan Altima is like probably 20 something $1,000, and you're going to put 6,000 of it. Well, yeah, that's why you're going to have a low payment. The other thing that is really, and I'm going to see if you caught this, plus factory and dealer installed options. So what that means is the dealer installed these options and they're going to make you pay for them. There's a lot of margin when dealers install these options. And a lot of times they add this stuff to the price of the vehicle. And then, they might add, say, $5,000 worth of options to the vehicle. So maybe it's a Jeep Wrangler and they put $5,000 worth of wheels and tires. And so let's say that Jeep Wrangler is $50,000. Well, now it's $55,000. And then they say to you, well, we're going to save you $5,000 on this right now. Well, that is another type of a bait and switch type of thing. The bad dealers do it. Then it also says plus taxes, dealer fee. Did you catch that? Almost $1,000 dealer fee. This is not any good. And this is happening all the time, over and over again. So I'm going to give you a test, and I want you to listen closely. There is a dealer that is right here in St. Louis, and I'm not going to name any names, but I'm going to read to you what you can get from this dealer. And I want to see what you catch out of all this verbiage that is a bunch of BS. Lifetime powertrain warranty. 1 year free maintenance on any new or used vehicle purchase. Free car washes for life. Up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for your trade-in. And also evening service hours and free Wi-Fi and popcorn lounge. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for complete details. Let's break this down. So let's start with the first part. lifetime powertrain warranty. That word powertrain is one of the most used type of words that I have heard in doing this for 26 years. Powertrain means usually engine, rear end, and transmission, and that's it. Now, what really gets dicey is when you read these policies, it's not the entire engine, it's not the entire transmission, right? It's not the entire rear end of the vehicle. There's only certain components that are covered. It's very, very misleading. So you drive out of there and you like lifetime powertrain warranty. This is great. Well, guess what happens if your air conditioner goes out? That's not covered. What about your power lock and power window? That's not covered. I talk a lot about warranties over and over again. If you ever have questions about warranties and you want a warranty and you don't want to pay an inflated price for a warranty, simply contact iautoagent.com, or you can simply send us a message at theautoauthorities.com, and we will provide you a warranty that will actually cover something if it breaks. That's one. And we haven't even gotten to the best part yet. 1 year free maintenance on any new or used vehicle purchase. What does maintenance mean? What does it mean to you? Does it mean oil changes? Maybe. Does it mean tire rotations? Maybe. Does it mean that they're going to replace all your fluid? Maybe. Maintenance is also brakes. Maintenance is also tires. It is so vague, and the bad dealers have been doing this for years. Very misleading. And if you look at the bottom, it says see dealer for details. So that means you have to go to the dealer to find out. That sounds like a waste of time. Then, free car washes for life. Okay, that's fine. They want you to use their service department. Dealers are in business for service. Dealers' profit margins are the largest in the service department. The second largest profit margin is in finance. So the service department is what drives a dealership, literally. Now let's talk about the bombshell, and I really want to hit this hard. Up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for your trade-in. Well, let's talk about what this means. Man, that means I'm going to go there and I'm going to get $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book for my trade-in? No, they're not going to give you $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book. Are you kidding me? Let's look at the key words. Up to. They could give you 50 cents over Kelley Blue Book. And they're saying fair trade-in value. Fair trade-in? What does fair trade-in mean? When you do Kelley Blue Book, there's a million different values you can get. And I guarantee you, you don't think your car's in fair condition, do you? And there's other dealerships that it simply says up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade-in. And then you have to hit the pause button on your DVR and actually see what that means. When anybody uses the word up to, be careful. Those are keywords to start running, in my opinion. And this is used over and over again. I'm seeing commercials. Please listen to me. You are not going to get $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book. And it can also be one of these scenarios where they raise the price $5,000 to start with from over MSRP. And now you're thinking you're getting $5,000, but no, you're just buying $5,000 worth of extra products that are not worth $5,000. And the bad dealers do it. The good dealers don't do it. And the good dealers, unfortunately, have to deal with the bad dealers and what they have set up. And that is why dealers have bad reputations, but not all dealers are bad. Okay, let's talk about evening service hours. That's fine. Free Wi-Fi and popcorn lounge. That's fine. But at the very bottom where it says some restrictions may apply, see dealer for complete details. That just said that everything that they just said is a bunch of bullshit. If you can tell I'm mad because, yeah. And what we're talking about today, if you're just joining us, we're talking about deceitful dealer ads. I'm teaching you how to avoid that. We're talking about the bad dealers. We're not talking about the good dealers. Okay. And this is where you have to be a good consumer. You have to listen for these keywords. We've already gone over literally reading verbatim on from an ad commercial on a lease that someone thinks they're going to get $129 a month. It's not going to happen. And if you're just joining us, please join us live Tuesdays at 12 p.m. on our Facebook group page. It's called the Auto Authorities Podcast. Our YouTube page is the Auto Authorities. And you simply click the subscribe button and the notification button on YouTube, and you can get all kinds of alerts from this wonderful podcast we've been doing almost 2 years. And then also iTunes and Pandora and Amazon. Yes, go to them, listen to us, learn about these things. Don't get taken advantage of with this type of stuff. And what I would love right now, and listen real closely, if you have ever had a situation like this, please leave your story in the comments section. You could even give your story on the autoauthorities.com. We have so many people that are messaging us. We are worldwide. We are not just nationwide. We are worldwide for the Auto Authorities. And the Auto Authorities is here to help you. I don't do this to make lots of money. I do this because I really want to just get on my platform and tell you like what this stuff really is. Now, I'm going to get into a couple other things here, and I'm going to save the best for last. I want to talk about photoshopped pictures. Okay. This is happening over and over and over at the bad dealers. So when you go online, and I'm going to talk about used cars right now. Used cars, you have this beautiful car you see online, and it's like, man, this thing is clean. It's absolutely beautiful. I got to have it. And then you drive out to the dealer and you're like, I got to have it. And they pull it up and it's like, wait, that's not the car that I was looking at online. That one's got a ding here, a ding here. It's got a scratch on the bumper. That's not the car I was looking for. Exactly. Because what's happening now, because of all the technology, these photos are being photoshopped. There's even technology that can take a dealer's photos, everything in their inventory, and completely Photoshop that where you have zero idea that it has been Photoshopped until, of course, you get there. So, how do you avoid that? Well, the way that you avoid it is simply this. When you call up to the dealership and you see the car online, don't go running out to go look at the car. Tell them that you want fresh photos of the car. You want them to walk around that car, and you want them to point out every imperfection on that car. And you want to know where they're at before you show up. Now, you also tell them, I realize it is a used car. Used cars have imperfections. That's why we get used cars. We don't have to get new cars every time, and we can save some money on used cars, and especially right now. So that is how you avoid that. Now, let's talk about inflated processing fees. Inflated processing fees are when you are driving out to the dealer and you are there for 4 to 7 hours. And I'm going to give you an example of this literally happened to one of our clients. One of our clients at iAutoAgent. They decided to use our vehicle finder program. They were at first looking for a white Mazda CX-5. It was with one of our preferred dealers. They had the exact vehicle she wanted, had to have the beige leather interior. And we had it all set up at 5 o'clock. Now, we are your lifeline when you go to the dealership, meaning when you go to the dealership, if things don't go right, you just give us a call and you say, hey, things aren't going the way that we expected them to. Now, our good dealers don't do that to us. It's only usually if we haven't worked with the dealer and they turn out to be a bad dealer. So we go to the dealer or she goes to the dealer. We're standing by, and all of a sudden, after, I don't know, 30 minutes of her being there, she sends a text to us and says, "What are these guys trying to do? They're trying to rip me off." And we're like, "Wait a second, what? This is a new car." And like, we already had the pricing set up and everything. Like, what happened? She walked next door to the Honda dealership and wanted to look at a CRV used that she saw online. And it was 32.5. Well, then after she had been there, they said it's 34.5. And she's like, "Wait, your ad says 32.5." Well, we all know most dealers have documentation fees or processing fees. Auto Agent doesn't believe in them, and there are some dealerships that don't, but most of them you're going to be between $350 to $500. You're going to have an extra fee that you pay for that car. Now, what she did is she didn't listen to our agent, and she went by herself in there, and they added $2,000 to the price of the vehicle. How would that feel? Then they said it's because of a reconditioning. It was a reconditioning fee. That is the bunch of BS, because a reconditioning fee should always be added to the price before they advertise the car. Why do they do this? Why do they add $2,000 to the price? Well, number one, because most people will pay it. But number two is, and I want you to think about this, if you're looking at a used car and you're online, what's the first thing that you're going to look at when you're trying to find the car? It starts with a P, price. Yes, the price. Then you look at the miles, then you look at where the vehicle's located. So if you see 32.5, you're like, "Man, this is under the price of every other CRV I see out there. I'm going to look into this one. Sounds like a really good deal." And the smartest people fall for this crap. So then what happens? Most people, even when they add the 2,000, are going to stay and buy the vehicle. Why? Because every other CRV out there is 34.5. It's not 32.5. And you went there because it was 32.5. Then you get to sit there and argue with them like, "I'm not paying this, and I'm going to call the Better Business Bureau, and I'm going to write a Google review about you," and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, "Fine, go ahead and do it." Well, this dealership group is now in a $10 million lawsuit because they are playing games, and they are playing games, wasting people's times. And when we talk about deceit, that is deceitful. Now, I'm going to leave the best for last. And I'm going to say the name of this dealer because they claim that they have, that they're the anti-dealer and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is another one that's a lot like Carvana. They're a very shady company. Now, these are my opinions. But if you want to make your own opinion, go ahead and look up their reviews online, and then you will believe me. It is called Shift.com. They started in 2014 when AutoAgent did. And this is what they do. They put this really low price and they advertise it online, just like this other dealership did. Because what they're doing is they are wanting to be the highest. So basically, when you're talking about like putting prices online in the dealers, they want to be the lowest price and the highest chance of somebody contacting them first because they have the lowest price. This company named Shift does exactly the same thing. And I'm taking actually a pretty inexpensive vehicle. Their dealer fees go up from here. So this one is, I'm reading this verbatim. 2014 Lexus CT 200H hybrid. The price is $19,950, and they're putting the payment at $454 a month, 64,600 miles. Now let's break this down. They put the down payment of $2,341. Now, if you have really good credit, you don't have to put a down payment. The length of the loan, of course, they put it 72 months, but listen to this. They put the APR, which is the interest rate, at 15.7%. That's what they put it at to start with. That's the default rate. Now, we all know that 15.7% is not a rate that somebody is going to qualify for with good credit. Then the bombshell. Shift serviced fee $1,000. And then you hover over the little question mark. Why do I have to pay $1,000? It's because they're charging you for a bunch of BS. That's exactly what it is. It's a BS fee. And you think you're going to pay $19,950, so they show up better on the search engines. So people are going to contact them first. You know, instead of a legitimate dealership that actually puts the price at $20,950, and then they have, of course, their processing fee too. But give me a break. Like, let's stop this. And I want to educate you. Like, I want you to go when you're looking at that car online and you look at that small print, you find out every fee that they charge. You call the dealer and say, what fees do you charge? Get it in writing. Why do you think people don't like going to buy cars? It's because this BS. When we do our vehicle finder program at iAutoAgent, when we're working with our dealers don't pull this crap. So when you look at shift.com, go ahead and look up their Better Business Bureau. Go ahead and look up their reviews. They suck. Anyway, you can tell I'm a little upset, but this is why I do what I do. And I would love to hear your comments below. What are your horror stories? What happened to you? Like, tell us something. Maybe we'll use it for the show. Maybe we'll bring you on the show and interview you. Let's keep people from having to get taken advantage of by some of these shady places. Let's just do it. And go to the AutoAuthorities.com. Leave us a comment. Leave us a question. We're here to help you. That's what we're here to do. And we're not going to let the bad dealers take advantage of you. Let's stay with the good dealers. And let's get these bad dealers and make them go out of business like our good friends Carvana. I want them off the streets. They're unethical. And when you're owned by a convicted ex-con, you know what? You're going to get what you're going to get. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I know I got a little upset, but that's okay. You know how much passion I have for helping you and making sure that you stay safe and not having to deal with these big, bad dealers. Peace.